Hello there, YouTube. It's your host, Little Corpse Chan, bringing you the latest, greatest content in anime news. If not incredibly late. Let's get started. So right now I'm thinking about starting a series of episodes based on the end of the month, sometime between the 25th to the 30th, on animes that I could possibly recommend to you guys. Now, a lot of these are based off my own opinion. You don't have to like it. You do, whatever. We'll see where it goes from there. And if you guys do wind up liking it, we can start this up to be a regular set of episodes that you guys might enjoy. Alright, so I guess we'll start things off with something simple. Something everybody's been hearing a lot about recently. We're talking about Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Now, this anime is actually phenomenally exceptional. I've watched it all the way from beginning to end, and in fact, I thought it ended on episode 12, when in fact it ended on episode 13, and I was severely pissed that I thought that. Turns out, it actually had an ending, and I was very glad with it. Now, at first glance, this might actually seem like your traditional harem-esque kind of anime where basically you have a human character who has a bunch of other characters hop in, and they all learn, and they all become better people by the end of it. And while this may be true to a certain extent, it is actually not really the entire focus of it. More of a slice of life kind of take on it, and a lot less on the whole... It's more of a slice of life kind of aspect on it, and less like on the romance kind of side. Though that is hinted at some points. And I honestly would enjoy seeing Toru get along with Miss Kobayashi more better than they are right now. For all that. If they did a season 2 of this anime, I would be so very happy. I will watch it, and I will gladly report on it as soon as I do. I guarantee you, I enjoyed every single moment of watching this anime, and I honestly could not recommend it anymore to somebody else. I severely suggest you watch this one. Now on the next part of the list, we've got a certain scientific railgun and a certain magical index. Now, I will warn you, I haven't actually finished these two. And I actually originally started off watching a railgun first. I didn't do my research, but I've corrected myself and I've started watching them at certain magical links. From what I can see, I actually severely enjoy this one. It's got great animation, it's got great voice acting. Love every second of it. Actually cannot wait to see what happens out in the end. When I do finish it, I'll be sure to tell you what I think on it, and we'll take it and see where we go from there. Probably gonna hear about that in the end of May. And yeah, I'll keep you updated on that one. On the next one, we have one a couple of my friends actually recommended to me. We have the Saga of Tanya the Evil. And, yeah, she's kind of bad. It's definitely a saga of this little tiny evil devil, basically. Basically, the premise behind it is a man doesn't apparently believe in God, and some reason specifically singled this man out, and has killed, didn't him, but basically sent him to another dimension and started him off as a child as a little girl. The plus side is, I guess, oh yeah, it's also in World War II, so that's pretty bad. The plus side of it, though, is that magic exists, and using his previous knowledge from being in the other world, he decides to take and use this knowledge to help him out, kind of gradually climb up the ranks. I think I have one episode left, and I'm gonna watch the shit out of it because this is really good. Let's just put it this way, by the end of it you'll be realizing you've been all along voting for a little bastard of the lolly Nazi to take and survive this all. You might feel kind of bad about who you are in the end of it, but nonetheless, I would greatly recommend checking this one out. You won't be disappointed by it in the least. Alright, next up on the list, Keijo. Yeah, what can I say? Keijo is, in the words of other famous YouTubers, it's got plot. Keijo is a quote-unquote sports anime about a bunch of girls who basically do this water sport where you get 2 or more people on a thing called a land in the middle of a pool, and their objective is to knock each other off with their ass and tits, and it's pretty funny. I actually found myself enjoying it, and I don't use this term very often, but it's one of those few scenarios where I can honestly say it's so bad it's good, because it's just, I can't take it seriously, not at any point, not even at its most serious moment where they're having like this inner dark moment. I just can't do it. It's just too fucking funny. Oh god. Also, on a side note, does this anime remind you of any other particular anime in the past? You know, probably one from your childhood. Probably one that involves knocking people out of a small ring, or knocking each other down. or spinning around at the speed of sound. I'll play this clip for you. See if it rings any bells, and see if you can possibly get this damn thing out of your mind whenever you're watching the Keijo opening. Alright, I got like 3 more on this little list. My next one is My Love Story. Yes. Yes to all this. I don't really care if you don't like love story animes, or if you think a lot of them are cliched, or they wind up recycling the same thing over and over again. No. This love story anime is actually completely different from any one of them I've ever seen. It's definitely a gem in the rough. Yeah, check this one out. I guarantee you'll enjoy it. You might even cry at some point. It's really damn good. Now, this one is actually pretty late, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to check the date on it, but it would be Durarara Season 2. Watched the first one, big fan of the first season, or first 2 seasons, however you want to word it. I even had a little cosplay running of it a little while, doing Shizu-chan, and yeah, it's good. It falls great with the season 1, and it wraps things up pretty nicely. I'm really hoping there's a season 3 coming around the corner at some point. Fingers crossed. Don't know if it will. I actually wouldn't mind to see that again, because that was really enjoyable. Yeah. I won't give any spoilers on what happens, but I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it. Just be sure to watch the first season first, for the love of God. Alright, and last on my little list is Mob Psycho, made by the same people, if you don't know this, by the people who made One Punch Man. That's some good shit. Love the art style, love the action. The ending was kind of a little bit of a lackluster for me. I know some of you might not actually like that, because I'm hearing the big Mob Psycho is actually a pretty big one out there, and a lot of people seem to really enjoy it. But I just didn't find the ending all that as enjoyable as I thought it should be. But I wasn't disappointed by it in any means. I definitely recommend checking it out. Alright, so, same thing as last time, from the last episode. If you guys have any recommendations or any comments you'd like to throw in there, if you'd like to tell me what you think of the episode, I'd be more than glad to have your feedback. Just hit me up, and, I'm hopefully gonna start cranking these things out bi-weekly. I'm actually gonna be hopping onto a new job here soon, so I might not be able to take it pumping them out as much as I'd like, but we're definitely gonna try to do what we can, because I'm only gonna have like 2 days off between my training periods to take and get this stuff done, so I'll do what I can. If they don't come out regularly, I'll try to at least put 2 out next month, but after that, they'll start coming out at a more regular pace, after 6 weeks, so like and subscribe, and see you next time.